It started with a single text. I need space. I stared at those 3 words until my screen dimmed. I read them again, like maybe they'd change if I blinked hard enough. Space from what? From me, I called her once, twice, 10 times. Each ring felt heavier. Then her voicemail. Hey, it's Clara. Leave a message? I hung up before the beep. My chest felt like someone was tightening a fist around it. I typed back, can we talk? No reply. The rain outside was pounding against my window, like it wanted to say what I couldn't. I grabbed my jacket and keys. I didn't think. I just drove. When I reached her apartment, the lights were on. I knocked. No answer. I knocked harder. Clara, it's me. Please open the door. Silence. Then the click of the lock. She opened it halfway. Her eyes were swollen like she'd been crying for hours. Ethan, you shouldn't have come. What do you mean I shouldn't have come? You text me out of nowhere saying you need space and I'm just supposed to sit at home and accept that? She looked down, twisting the edge of her sweater. It's not you. It's me, I laughed, sharp, bitter. That's the oldest line in the book, Clara. What's really going on? Her lips trembled. I can't do this anymore. Can't do what? I stepped closer, my voice breaking. Love me, try? Tell me what I did wrong. I'll fix it. Her tears fell fast now. You didn't do anything wrong, Ethan. You're good, too good. I just need, and then I heard it. A man's voice behind her. Who's at the door, Clara? I froze. Every sound vanished. The rain, the wind, even my own heartbeat. She turned her head slightly, like she wished he hadn't spoken. I saw it in her eyes, the guilt, the panic, the truth. Who is that? My voice cracked. Tell me he's just a friend. Tell me you're not. I'm sorry, she whispered. Please just go. I laughed again, but it came out like a sob. So that's what space means, him? She looked at me like she wanted to say more, but she didn't. She just closed the door slowly, soft. Careful, Final. I stood there, drenched, staring at the wood that separated me from the life I'd built around her. I wanted to scream, to break something, to make her hear me. But nothing came out. When I finally walked back to my car, I checked my phone one last time. No new messages, just that same text glowing on the screen. I need space. And that's when I realized she didn't mean distance. She meant forever. She blocked me everywhere. No calls, no texts, no closure. Just silence. It was worse than anger. At least anger had sound. Every morning I checked my phone like an addict. Nothing. Her last message still burned in my head. I need space. Ryan tried to pull me out of it. Dude, you can't keep moping like this, he said one evening, tossing me a beer. She's not worth it. I forced a laugh. You don't get it, man. She was everything. She was, Ethan. Past tense. I looked away. The city lights outside my apartment window blurred like tears I didn't want to admit were there. How do you forget someone who built your world? Ryan sighed, leaning against the counter. You start by remembering it's your world, not hers. Easy for him to say. He didn't see her face every time he blinked. Every cafe, every song, every smell. Clara was everywhere and nowhere at once. Weeks passed. My routine became mechanical. Wake, work, fake smiles, sleepless nights. I told myself she'd reach out. She didn't. Then one night, around 11 p.m., Ryan texted me, Bro, you need to see this. I frowned and opened the image he sent. It was Clara at a bar, laughing, her arm wrapped around a man I'd never seen before. He looked older, expensive watch, smug grin. His hand rested on her waist like it belonged there. I zoomed in until my screen blurred. Who the hell is that? I typed. Ryan replied instantly. His name's Jake, real estate guy, loaded. Apparently they've been seeing each other. My fingers went numb. How long? Since, probably before you guys broke up. The words hit harder than any punch. I didn't respond. I couldn't. The photo burned into my mind, her eyes sparkling, her smile wide. She looked happy, happier than she ever did with me. My reflection in the dark window looked hollow. So that's it, I whispered. She found someone better. Ryan called me, his voice careful. Ethan, don't do anything stupid, okay? She moved on. You should too. I'm fine, I lied. My voice cracked on the last word. After the call, I went to the bathroom, gripping the sink, staring at the mirror. My reflection looked unfamiliar. Tired eyes, clenched jaw, shaking hands. She said she needed space, I muttered. Guess she needed it for him. The anger came all at once. My fist connected with the mirror before I even thought. Glass shattered, spraying across the sink. Blood dripped down my knuckles, but I barely felt it. I stared at the broken pieces. My face split into fragments. What did I do wrong? I whispered to no one. The silence answered back. That night, I didn't want revenge. Not yet. I just wanted answers. And deep down, a part of me still believed she'd give them. 2 weeks. That's how long it had been since the photo. 2 weeks of pretending I was fine when inside everything still burned. Then one night, my phone buzzed. An unknown number. She did the same to someone else before you. Don't blame yourself. I froze. My thumb hovered over the screen. Who is this? I texted back. The reply came instantly. Someone who knows what she's capable of. My heart started racing. What do you mean? No answer. Just 3 dots blinking then disappearing. I stared at the screen, pulse hammering. A minute later, another message arrived, an image, a screenshot. Clara's name at the top of a chat. Her words beneath it. I'll meet you after Ethan leaves. He's getting too attached. My stomach dropped. No, I whispered, opening the photo wider, hoping I was wrong. The date on the message, 3 months before she left me. My hands trembled as I typed, "Where did you get this?" She did it to my friend. She was with Jake long before she told you. You deserve to know. I sank onto the bed, the phone slipping from my grip. Every memory rewound in my head. The sudden distance, the cold replies, the fake smiles. It all made sense now. My phone rang. I answered on instinct. A soft voice, female. Ethan? Who are you? I asked, my throat tight. My name's Nora, she said quietly. I used to be close to Clara, but she uses people. When she's done, she discards them. I laughed bitterly. Guess I'm just another name on her list, huh? She told everyone you were too emotional, Nora said. Too ordinary. That you smothered her. I felt something inside me crack, but it wasn't sadness anymore. It was something sharper. Maybe she's right. Maybe being kind is ordinary. No, Nora said. Being loyal isn't ordinary. It's rare. Don't let her make you hate yourself. Her words echoed in the silence. I didn't respond. I just stared at the shards of the broken mirror still lying in the trash from that night. Finally, I said, "Thanks for telling me." She'll hurt him too, Nora added softly. People like her always do. I hung up before she could say more. My reflection stared back at me from the black phone screen. Tired eyes, clenched jaw, faint smear of blood on my knuckles that hadn't fully healed. For the first time, I didn't feel weak. That night, I opened my notes app and typed one line. Never beg for someone who enjoys watching you break. I stared at it for a long time, letting every word sink in. The pain was still there, but it was changing, reshaping itself into something colder, stronger. The next time Clara saw me, she wouldn't see the man she left behind. She'd see the man her betrayal created. Pain changes people. I didn't even notice when it started happening to me. One morning, I just looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the man staring back. I stopped drinking. Started waking up early. The gym became my therapy. Every rep felt like a conversation with my anger. Every drop of sweat, a word I never got to say to her. Ryan noticed first. "Damn, man," he said one night as I tied my shoes. "You're turning into some kind of machine." I smiled faintly. "Machines don't feel, right?" "That's the point," he frowned. "Just don't lose yourself, Ethan." But maybe losing that version of me was the only way to survive. Work became my battlefield. Late nights, long meetings, constant grind. Mr. Harris, my boss, started paying attention. One morning, he called me into his office. "Ethan, I've seen the change in you," he said, tapping his pen against a file. "You're focused, consistent, reliable. I'm promoting you to team lead." I blinked. "Seriously?" He nodded. "You've earned it. Keep going. Pain is fuel if you burn it right." Those words stuck with me. For the first time in months, I walked out of that building with my head high. The old Ethan, the one who begged for love, was buried under every hour of hard work. I didn't need closure anymore. I needed progress. Then, like the universe was keeping score, whispers started floating around. Ryan showed me a post one evening. Clara's picture, same bar, same smile. But the caption was different. "Sometimes the ones you trust the most are the ones who lie the best." Jake's name was gone from her photos. Ryan whistled. "Guess Mr. Real Estate's been playing his own game." I didn't laugh. I just stared at the screen and said quietly, "Karma doesn't send warnings. It just arrives." That night I received another message from Nora. "We should meet. I think it's time." We met at a quiet cafe downtown. She looked nervous, eyes darting around before she sat. "You've changed," she said softly. "So have you," I replied. She hesitated. I lied before. Clara didn't just use people. She used everyone, even me. I thought I was her friend. Until she wasn't, I finished for her. She nodded, biting her lip. "She climbs people like ladders. But you—" She paused, looking straight into my eyes. "You might be the one she remembers." I leaned back, smiling faintly. "I don't want her to remember me for what I was. I want her to remember what she lost." Nora smiled sadly. "Then I guess you already won." I didn't say anything after that. I just looked out the window as the rain started again. Same as the night she left me. Only this time I didn't chase anyone through it. This time I let it fall. A year. That's how long it had been since I last saw Clara. In that year, everything changed. My life, my habits, my mind. The pain that once broke me had turned into something sharper. Focus. I was at a business networking event, shaking hands, exchanging cards, pretending to care about market trends, when I heard her voice, soft, familiar, fragile. Ethan? I froze for half a second before turning around. She stood a few feet away, wearing a beige dress that probably used to scream confidence. Now it just hung loose like even the fabric had given up. Clara, I said evenly. It's been a while. Her lips parted slightly. You look different. So do you. I didn't mean it as a compliment, but she flinched anyway. The silence between us stretched. I could feel the eyes of other people around us, curious, whispering. She tried to smile. You're leading your team now, right? I saw the company update online. Yeah, I said simply. Work's been good. She nodded, looking down. I'm glad. I wanted to say something cold, something that would make her feel a fraction of what she made me feel. But the words didn't come. She already looked broken. Still, I asked, Jake not here tonight? Her eyes flickered. We're not together anymore. Of course not. Karma had already done its work. I'm sorry, she said quietly. For what? I asked, keeping my voice steady. For everything, she whispered. You didn't deserve how I treated you. The old me might have melted at that. The new me just smiled politely. We all make choices. She looked at me like she didn't recognize the man standing there. Maybe she didn't. Maybe that was the point. Someone called my name across the room. I nodded politely to her and turned to leave. But as I walked away, I felt her eyes still on me, like she wanted to say something but couldn't. That night, my phone buzzed. Unknown number again. I already knew who it was before I read the message. Can we meet? I owe you the truth. I stared at the screen for a long time. My chest felt heavy, but not from love. Just the ghost of it. Ryan would have told me to ignore her. Nora would have said she didn't deserve another second of my time. But curiosity has a cruel way of sounding like closure. I typed back one word. When? She replied almost instantly. Tomorrow. Same cafe we used to go to. I stared at the message until the screen dimmed. I told myself I wanted the truth, but deep down I just wanted to watch her lie one last time. The cafe hadn't changed. Same dull lights, same corner tables, same soft jazz humming in the background. But everything else had. Last time I was here, Ryan showed me a photo that shattered me. Tonight I sat across from the person who took that picture's meaning away. Clara looked smaller somehow. Fragile, pale, eyes red like she hadn't slept in days. When she saw me, she tried to smile, but her lips trembled. Thanks for coming, she whispered. I nodded, saying nothing. The silence between us was heavier than before. But this time, I wasn't the one drowning in it. She fiddled with her coffee cup, tracing the rim. Jake left, she said finally. He used me. The same way I used you. Her voice cracked on the last word. I didn't flinch. I'm sorry, she added, tears pooling in her eyes. You didn't deserve it. I didn't know what I wanted back then. I stared at her for a long time. I could still remember every word she ever said to me, every promise she broke. A part of me wanted to ask why. Another part already knew it wouldn't matter. She wiped her cheek. He made me feel seen, like I mattered. But once he got bored, he moved on. I thought maybe that's what love is, attention. But it's not, is it? I leaned back, letting her words hang in the air. No, I said quietly. Love isn't attention. It's consistency. It's what you threw away, her chin quivered. Ethan, I was scared. You were too good to me, and I didn't think I deserved it. I exhaled slowly. You didn't need space, Clara, I said, my voice steady but soft. You needed attention, and I was too small to fill your emptiness. She covered her face with her hands, sobbing quietly. People in the cafe turned to look, but I didn't care. For a brief second, I almost felt sorry for her. Not because I still loved her, but because she finally understood what it felt like to be empty. When she looked up again, her mascara was running. Do you hate me? She whispered. I shook my head. No, I just don't feel anything anymore. Her tears fell faster. I wish I could undo it. I wish I hadn't hurt you. I stood slowly, placing some cash on the table. We all pay for the things we break, I said. She looked at me like she wanted me to stay, like she had one more lie left to tell. But I didn't give her the chance. I walked out, feeling the cold night air hit my face. It didn't sting this time. It felt clean, freeing. For once, I didn't look back because I finally understood. Closure doesn't come from their apology. It comes from your silence. It happened months later, quietly, almost poetically. Ryan called me one afternoon, voice buzzing with the kind of excitement that used to mean bad news. "Bro, you're not gonna believe this," he said. I leaned back in my chair.
"What now?"
"Jake, his company got caught in a fraud case. Massive scandal. He's finished." I paused. "Finished?" "Completely. Investors pulled out, employees quit, assets frozen, the works." For a moment, I didn't say anything. My fingers drummed lightly on the desk. "And Clara?" Ryan hesitated. "She lost her job too. Apparently she was tied to him in some business deals. Word is she's broke." I exhaled slowly, leaning back. "Karma doesn't send warnings," I murmured. Ryan laughed lightly. "Guess not." "You okay, man?" "Yeah," I said, and for once I meant it. "I'm fine." Later that night, my phone buzzed again. A message from Ryan. It was a screenshot of Clara's latest post. Her profile picture was gone. The caption read, "Sometimes losing everything is how you find yourself again, starting over." I stared at the post for a long time, waiting for some kind of emotion. Anger, satisfaction, pity. But there was nothing. Just stillness. She'd finally met the part of life she once made me feel. Emptiness. I turned off my phone and stepped outside. The city lights glowed faintly as I drove toward the coast. I hadn't been to that beach in over a year, the same one where we once walked barefoot, laughing about forever. The sand was cold beneath my shoes. The sea roared louder than I remembered. I sat down near the water, listening to the waves crash under the moonlight. It felt strange how peaceful it was. I whispered softly, "You took her. Now take what's left of the pain, too." The wind brushed past me, carrying the words away like a secret. The sea didn't answer, but I felt something shift inside me, quiet and deep. For months I'd wanted justice, closure, some cosmic sign that what she did wouldn't go unpunished. But watching her world crumble didn't bring me joy. It brought peace. Because I finally realized karma didn't exist to hurt others for me. It existed to free me from needing it. I closed my eyes and let the sound of the waves drown out the past. Ryan texted again, but I didn't check. Work emails could wait. Life could wait. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't chasing or running. I was just still, present. I picked up a small seashell beside me and smiled faintly. "Guess we're both broken pieces of something bigger," I whispered. The tide crept closer, cool against my hands. I stood, brushed the sand off my clothes, and turned back toward the city lights. The sea kept roaring behind me, steady and endless, and I knew it had heard me. 2 years later, my life is quiet but full. Not the kind of full that needs noise or validation, just steady, simple peace. I wake up early now, make coffee, water my plants, and head to work without checking my phone for messages that never come. Ryan's still my closest friend. Nora still texts sometimes, sending random quotes or reminders that people heal in strange ways. The truth is, I did heal. Not suddenly, not cleanly, but completely. One evening, Ryan leaned back in his chair at dinner and grinned. "Man, remember the wreck you were 2 years ago?" I laughed. "Yeah, I remember," he smirked. "Now look at you, promotion, confidence, peace of mind. Guess heartbreak really is the best gym membership." I rolled my eyes. "You're an idiot," he raised his glass. "A wise idiot." We clinked glasses laughing, and for a second, I realized how good it felt to laugh without pretending. Sometimes, though, when the city quiets down and my mind wanders, I still think of her, Clara. Not with hate, not even with sadness, just this strange, distant kind of gratitude, because if she hadn't left, I'd still be that guy who begged for love instead of giving it to himself. I'd still measure my worth by someone else's attention. Back then, I thought her leaving broke me. Now, I know it freed me. I remember standing outside her apartment in the rain, begging for answers. Now, I stand on my own balcony, watching the same kind of rain fall, smiling quietly. The city glows beneath me. Cars, lights, voices blending into a soft hum. Life feels lighter now. I'm not chasing anything. I'm just living. Nora once told me, "Some people come into your life to destroy the version of you that needed them." I didn't understand it then. I do now. Clara didn't ruin me. She revealed me. Maybe that's what heartbreak really is. A mirror that shows you the parts of yourself you were too afraid to see. My phone buzzes. A message from Ryan. "Beach trip next weekend?" I smile and reply. Wouldn't miss it. The sea. The same one that once carried my pain away, now calls me back with peace. I step onto the balcony, take a deep breath, and look up at the sky. Wide, endless. Full of stars. "Space," I whisper, almost laughing. "You said you needed space." The wind brushes past me, gentle, almost like an answer. Maybe when she said she needed space, the universe heard her differently. It gave it to both of us, to her to leave, to me to grow. She said she needed space. I didn't know she meant forever, but I'm glad she did.